All right, family, I'm over here at this train station. I grew up here. This is where I grew up. My mom lived far from here, but yeah, just, this train station was built a couple years ago, you could say, well, several years ago. It wasn't here when I was growing up, this train station. So with all the talk and noise about, ICE buying up large warehouses, you got to pay attention to your surroundings. When you're spiritually awake, you pay attention. So there's a train station here. We know that Nazis love to use trains to ship people, right? We know our history, I hope. So, yeah, that train station was built. It wasn't, there when I was a child. And, yeah, it wasn't built there when I was a child. Hold on, I get these calls. All these phone calls keep coming in. I don't know why. Ever since I got my other phone, all these phone calls are coming in. So yeah, family, I hope everyone's doing well today. And I just wanted to, let y'all know there's a huge train station here where I grew up and live, where I actually sleep, when I don't have nowhere to sleep, I go inside that train station. But, yeah, so like I said, with all the talks about ICE buying up huge warehouses, well, they started building this where I live. They started building this. So, like I said, call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't care. But yeah, it is alarming to me as someone who sees what's happening in this country, with eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to receive. So yeah, this is a train station that goes to New York. This train, so you figure, yeah, I used to always love history, and I would always watch, documentaries about the concentration camps and everything that took place in Nazi Germany. I would watch these things. And, the Most High, like I said, He woke me up, so I know what's going on. I'm not blind, right? I do have eyes to see, what's going on and what's happening, right? So, but this is a train station, and they're building this huge warehouse. This wasn't here when I was growing up. It was actually, I forget, it was American Standard. It was called American Standard. They would make toilets. Yeah, toilets. But so there's a quick check here. This is new. So I just wanted to, see and let the people know that you got to pay attention. I've seen videos going around. We know Trump's making these death camps, concentration camps. ICE is building, buying up warehouses. So, yeah, we got to be careful, because the days are evil. Let's see. Yeah, so this is something they're building. Who knows? But I wanted to share this with you guys. This is a huge warehouse that's being built right in the town and area that I grew up. So, yeah, it is alarming for sure. If you have eyes to see and they're building this stuff near you, let people know. So, yeah, still got a lot of snow. Let's see. Yeah, this huge warehouse being built out here, So we'll see. Oh, look at all the geese. Hi, geese. Hi, guys. All the beautiful geese. The Most High's creation. There they are. Hi, guys. Hi, geese. Hi, guys. I don't have any bread. I'm sorry. So, yeah, this is a huge warehouse being built. Next to a train station, mind you. Now some would say, oh, you're off your rocker. Well, you're entitled to your opinion. But yeah, so they are building this. There's huge warehouse space here. So I can't confirm or deny if this will be used for a concentration camp. But it doesn't, who knows? But it looks similar, very similar to the ones that I saw that people are reporting on TikTok and other, platforms. Yeah, it sure does. So, yeah, huge warehouse. This whole thing. And we got a train station next door. So yeah, we have to stay vigilant at all times of our surroundings. You can warn people over and over, but they're hard-headed. They don't listen. So, who's to say, right? Who's to say that, you watch enough of those World War II movies or history movies, yeah, and you see what's going on in our country and our nation. And who's to say that this won't be used as a death camp, a concentration camp? Yeah. It is what it is, family. We're in perilous times, and this is the train station over here. So yeah, they can start. They can load people on the train and bring them here and transport people. I mean, your mind, your mind just be thinking. At least mine does. I'm always thinking. So, yeah, it's sad. And it's happening, and it'll be happening in your backyard. That's what I'm saying. I grew up here my whole life, and nobody wanna see what time of history, in history that we're in. So, yeah, these guys are building up this thing here. Again, it might just be nothing, but who's to say it's not, with everything going on. And so, anyway, I just wanted to bring that out. Yeah, so they're building this, and it's just crazy times. But I have eyes to see what's going on. So I grew up around here. This was never here. They tore down the American Standard, it was called, and they built porcelain toilets. It was, and then yeah. So yeah, who's to say what this will be used for, family? I don't know. Hopefully nothing evil, but who's to say, right? So anyway, guys, I don't have much today. Trying to get back to the motel somewhere warm. But thanks for all your prayers. Appreciate y'all. Have a blessed one. Bye.